And we begin.
Then that's much more suggested. That said, that really is not that big of a volume compared to the actual observable universe.
So we're going to start by bending this piece of metal in half. And that's because we're going to make the stone setting itself first. And I want to apologize for how my, how my camera keeps going out of focus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock its focus in like one spot. Boom. Okay. A video by him.
Do I think that DARPA is researching that indicates it's very likely? DARPA does a lot of initiatives, right? DARPA is about looking at those strange scenarios that might be a bit crazy. I've been thinking about those before. I found them fascinating, but they're usually just, here's some crazy scenario in some cases. Might be realistic or not, but here's this thing that we've brought up and we're not sure how to react to. Or what would the impact of this be?
So I do apologize for having that playing in the background.
What if a mountain woke up tomorrow, stood up and said, I've been thinking for a million years this planet is mine, right? They're usually the realm of something scientific that's come up and people seriously discussing, but don't assume that DARPA funding research or something in any way means that it's considered real. And
so I'm using 22 gauge and round and 24 gauge half round.
Water is so abundant in the universe. Is it
when we get to this point here,
now that said, you would be very likely to have a world completely made of water, self-collapse. And once it gets to a certain size, it will actually start to cause those water molecules to turn into things like ice 7, for instance, which is not really what people are thinking of for that kind of context. But you have some very large water wheels. Again, we'll look at that in February.
Sounds fun.
There was often thought that they had previously been living with plants. And that's actually quite reasonably plausible, basically. I have anything we possibly do to realistically blow up in its entirety with something like the level of additional hydropower and heat on a trip. That being the case, I think a lot of folks might refer to you couldn't have primordial black holes that will make them dark in elevation in terms of who's in charge and who's got the influence from our perspective, given the heat.
Basically what we've done is we've bent this into a little cage for it. Yeah. Now I'm going to wrap around.
So I think that's part of what makes it kind of effective shelves to mechanism. Because a lot of those that's actually found in the first place that we found that should be the goal was what is the purpose of life? And if it is just
I'm going to wrap around enough to give enough space for this next step. This next step's going to be kind of a bigger one, but we're just going to do another setting in the bow tie, just a large one. You'll notice I made it a little bit bigger. It's basically the same thing. Now I'm noticing they're a little far apart and I don't like that, but we're going to go with it for now. So we have it. It's not quite too big, so we can work from there. And with this, I'm going to start the next segment, so that's the bow tie part. So I had to break out the actual ring clamp for this to get the window right, and I'm not even 100% positive that the window is completely right, but it's getting close enough. I can slightly edit the window. But yeah, that's the beginning of the frame. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make an arch. Yeah. But right now I'm going to get these together. Alright, I have the two sides of the ring, and I'm going to solder them. Be right back. Yeah, Birdie broke in one. Come on. I wonder. Guys, I do apologize. This is the first time I have ever tried to solder these together. And I want to do it because I want to make this ring permanent. I mean, this is also the first time I've made a ring that I plan on selling for several $100s, so... I can't believe it. Oh my god, guys. I did it. I fucking did it. Oh my god. I did not get that piece soldered well enough. This piece is. So, try this again. Okay. Take ourselves a little bit of this borax here. Put it right in that joint. I'm probably using way more borax than I need to be using too. So if I can get just enough up in that, I'll be happy. Just want to make sure that this flows right up in that joint. This sucks because, like, so I'm going to try this again. I'm probably doing this completely wrong. As good as I've been able to figure out. I did it. Hoping and I'm praying. Let's take that bitch out of there. Did not connect. Okay. However, to make it any less solder, and it's pretty much right where I want it, I'm gonna do something that might be insane. Put some borax up in that bitch. Gotta be careful because it will just melt the whole damn thing. Yeah, there it is. Look and see if I even got that. Did. Kind of. Pretty sure I fucked this one. Pretty sure I just turned it into a size too small to work for the ring. if I do the rest of the way. Nope. Attempt number 3. Slowly but surely. Now I made it a bigger ring than it's supposed to be. So we got some more work to do. But everything fits in it and we can move from there. Okay, so we are on the inside of this. And we are tying the 2 rings together at the moment. And forgive me, I'm having to literally make this through a camera screen to keep in frame, because I suck that bad at keeping in frame when I'm not, so. Okay, and now I'm gonna grab another piece of half round. And I'm gonna actually make it quite long, just in case I need to go all the way around. I don't want to go all the way around. I want this to have these here accessible. That will make it so it is sizable, technically. Although, I highly doubt anyone would ever be willing to size this. But they might be. I don't know. God damn it. See, I try not to, try to not do my work on camera screen because it's just habit. Okay. We're gonna straighten this. Bring it through and around. Okay, back time lapse, guys, sorry. Okay, since I have this to this level, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the bridge. I cut far more 24 gauge wire than I'm going to need for this. But what I did is I took that 24 gauge and I stuck it right into that spot right there. Trying to stay on screen, but I can't look through the camera to do this because it's very delicate work. Guys, I want to take a second to thank you for watching my first, like, edited tutorial. I want you to know we're only going up from here. I want you to know that these are going to get better and better. Like, there's only one direction to go from here, and that's up. Okay. Now, real quick, I'm about to have to make a cut on something. And here's my philosophy when you're doing a ring. You never cut with something on the inside. Yeah, it's going to look uglier for it to be on the outside, but it's not going to come loose and start cutting and poking somebody. Because that's an automatic repair. Somebody might just let go for a bit if it's on the outside. Yeah, I'll fix it free. As long as intense physics was not involved, which is a whole nother discussion on rings. So we're going to make this cut on the outside right here. Alrighty, so now, just to recap real quick, we have 24 gauge half round wrapping around. I'm going to redo that spot that looks a little sloppy. And then we've got 24 gauge square coming off the top. I'm working with the same material they are. Except for my Tanzanite's actually bigger. Well, no, not for this ring, but some of my Tanzanite's bigger. Some of their Tanzanite's way bigger too. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wrap this down and around, because I want it to go to the ring size that the customer is. Basically gonna do this, and then I'm gonna wrap it through and around, and we have a frame that's their size that I can start stuffing rocks into. You will notice I've wrapped the square around about 4 times. We're gonna stop it there. While I'm wrapping this square around, I am careful to make sure there is a completely flat face facing out and in. This is not just for aesthetics, but comfort. And now we have the bridge underneath, and I'll keep reshaping it as I go. I'm not gonna cut a bunch of these off because I might need them, and having to attach things does not help, especially when you're doing a ring, trying to keep it as bulkless as possible. So real quick, I'm just popping in to remind anybody who has seen this that when you're doing a bow tie setting, you always need to secure the bottoms together. Like, and this is 22 gauge wire that this is made with, so it's going to be pretty sturdy, but still, you want to tie them together. It keeps it together better, and it pushes these up onto the prongs. So at this point, the next step is doing a little bit of maintenance. And I mean, that's always the next step. Like, you do something, you do some maintenance. You do something else, you do some maintenance. But I'm getting ready to actually set the stones, and that'll be the next segment of this video. So I've got some things I gotta take care of real quick. I'm not even about to attempt to set this thing on camera. But what I've done is I popped You got it like that. Put it down. And then wrapped up. And around on each. As part to this segment, we just keep wrapping these. Around, and I'm not even going to continue to do this through the camera. Alright, Tanzanite is officially set. Now, I'm going to try to raise the crown a little bit and straighten it. Alright, that's where we're at. So now I've got some major decisions to make. Because we don't want to... This is actually one of the last Mohicans, guys. I'm gonna need to collect up some more.
Dude, I fucking hated that bridge because I just had a little tiny pickup truck.
So now I'm going to grab some 16 and 14 gauge half round, and I'm going to install some diamonds. Once again, we're back to this beautiful case. And those tiny diamonds.
Yeah, the ghost chip. I ate 3 of those fucking things. That was fine. Yeah, that was fine. But I ate one of the damn, the hottest gummy bear. Fuck no. It freaking curdled instantly.
Notice how small those are? They're bad. They're really bad. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. And so, we do a bow tie setting. This is possibly the smallest I have ever attempted this. And we have diamond set. So, I finally got the bow tie setting. When you are trying to tie this together, you're going to want to use 32 gauge or 34 gauge. If you are doing a bow tie setting this freaking small, we managed to get all 3 diamonds, as tiny as they are, into that little fucking, now to set it. And there's no way in hell I'm going to try to set it through the view of a camera. I've managed to get them set. I don't like it a lot, but I don't know what to do here. I might tear them apart and retry or something. I don't know yet. Slowly, she's coming together. So, we brought in this piece of 14 gauge. You can see I just bent it into a square and then wrapped it around a single time. As for this, it's a piece of 22 gauge with 24 gauge wrap, 22 gauge half round with 24 gauge half round wrapped around it, and 24 gauge is holding it on underneath. See, and this happens every time. I put another piece of frame on, this one, and then I just wrapped in this, and every time I get like focused, and boom, half the freaking ring is done. Although, like, seriously, I've only been working on this for 30 minutes since, maybe 45 minutes since the last shot. I'll probably end it with a finished shot. I'm literally just gonna tie stuff out now.